Donald Trump and ICE are trying to remove as many illegal residents from the United States as possible. And unfortunately, this will affect many of the brothers and sisters from the Pan-African community, especially Nigerians. Nigerians are the most successful minority group in the United States, but that will not matter when ICE comes. If you don't have papers, regardless of who you are or where you're from, you will be deported. And many Nigerians are afraid about this.
Nearly 3,700 Nigerians are at risk of being deported from the US after President Donald Trump's latest immigration crackdown. Since returning to office in January 2025, he signed a series of executive orders targeting undocumented immigrants, and now many Nigerians could be sent back home. But the Nigerian government says they are ready to help.
Some people have even began to deport themselves from the United States.
Yep. I'm off. I'm deporting myself before I get deported. I'm going home, I'm going home, I'm going home, guys. Please, 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 please. Wish me good luck. Because I've been threatened on this app many times that I'm illegal, I'm going to get deported. I don't have to wait to be deported. I will use my 2 legs and boom, vamos, I'm out. Should be you guys have peace now. I've left the country. I deported myself. Happy now? Okay. Watch out.
And Nigeria has understood that the United States are sending some of their citizens back home. And to be honest, I've seen Nigerians being deported not only from the United States, but they seem to also be targeted in other countries. Germany, for an example, I've seen that in the UK. But now we're talking about the United States. And just the other day, the Nigerian foreign minister was talking to BBC and pretty much responding to Donald Trump and those doing the deportations with a plan of what Nigeria would do to accept their people back home.
This process began even before the Trump administration took over. So it's something that we have been expecting, and we welcome the return of Nigerians that are not there legally. What the Tinubu administration has been doing is making provisions for such returnees. Nigeria is a place that has a lot of opportunities.
The foreign minister said Nigeria has plenty of opportunities. And that is true. Nigeria has an abundance of opportunities. But we got to talk about that word, opportunities. You see, I don't live in Nigeria. I've only been there one time, but I do live in Uganda. And opportunities are also there. But we got to understand, are those opportunities reachable for people? And that's the situation there. The lack of meritocracy in African countries and abundance of corruption, the only opportunities that really could exist for most people are those folks who have money and can equally invest. Like, for an example, I'm broke as hell, but your boy has been living in Uganda for the last 3 years, and I've done so because I'm quite a successful YouTuber, and this channel makes a little bit of money. And so, but that's based in US dollars. But not everybody can do that, or not everybody can earn in dollars and live in Uganda or live in Nigeria or Ghana. So what happens when you can't live in these places and earn money in Naira or access to opportunities? You go abroad. That's how you get your money. You go to Dubai, you go to Qatar, you go to Kuwait, you go to sometimes other African countries, or you go to the United States. Because many Africans, in particular Nigerians, they're thinking, okay, well, I can get better access to education, I can get better access to other things. So if I go work abroad, I can be able to get some money, get the skills, and then come back home and invest. So I can take part of those opportunities that I couldn't take advantage of when I lived in Nigeria because I didn't have any money, and you need to have a lot of money to get into the real opportunities. Now the foreign minister is saying that Nigerians are coming back home to get these opportunities. And for him, it makes sense because he's already rich, so there are opportunities for him. But how many opportunities are there for talented Nigerians who might not be able to buy into the system or buy their way through the system to get those opportunities? And this is what is disturbing many Nigerians coming back home.
For the majority of the Americans who voted Donald Trump into power, Trump is working and doing very well to protect their country. They were all happy. But for the rest of the world, they are seeing Trump as a wicked man, especially those in Africa, let's say Nigerians. They were badly affected, negatively affected. Let's take Nigeria for instance. About 5,144 Nigerians will face deportation from America to Nigeria. And Nigerian government have asked them to bring them that they will accommodate them, that this is their citizens. They are coming, not that the Nigerian government have anything they plan for them. They are coming to join the already hardship that's been experienced in the country. They are coming. Majority of them do not have anything to support themselves. But federal government have given them go ahead to bring them back home. What are they coming home to do?
The gentleman said it very well. What are they going to do when they come back? As you guys know, there's a very popular podcast in the UK community called the In My Opinion podcast. One of the hosts is Sukali. He's a Ugandan, but their other two guys are Nigerian. And they had a really good guest on. And the topic of the day was, why were so many Nigerians leaving Nigeria?
What is it with Nigerians? Any opportunity to leave the country?
You guys not live in Nigeria. Go to Nigeria for 2 years. Nigerians are ambitious. We want the best.
So why do we feel like it's outside?
Because it's outside Nigeria. I love my country very much. I'm not a Nigeria basher, but like we have to call things what they are.
Yeah.
Online, I'm seeing people who have benefits. I'm seeing people who have healthcare. I'm seeing people who have go and count the hospitals in Lagos that are working now. The quality of life in Nigeria for the average person is unbearable. For people who have money, bro, you still have to walk outside. The road is dead. Electricity is not going. You're still vulnerable to all the that can happen based on just being in that country. Most people, they're leaving is survival mode. I need to eat tomorrow. Like, how am I going to eat now? People feel like their lives aren't fair. The people who are supposed to be looking out for them are not looking out for them. You know, they feel like they're being lied to. They feel like they're being finessed in their own country. So at some point, you have to go outside and start shouting.
Oh, by the way.
Now, this is the person that wasn't trying to be negative toward the country of Nigeria. They were trying to be positive as they could, but at the same time, telling the truth about how hard life was in the country. And for some people, it's not hard because you are connected. Like if you're the foreign minister, they can open heaven and earth for you. And I think for Nigerians coming back, or Ugandans coming back, or even the African Americans are coming to Uganda or Kenya or anyplace else, are there opportunities there? Sure. Can somebody open heaven and earth for you? Sure. Is it likely? Not really. You're gonna have to spend a lot of time working your way through the system with people who have unfair advantages, or you're gonna have to be just so great that you have to be able to beat corruption. And a lot of Nigerians are gonna come back to Nigeria after being deported and have nothing to look forward to. And this is no shade on Nigeria. It just probably is what it is. The same thing goes on in Uganda and any other African countries. And we always talk about opportunities in Africa, and they are there. But what does it take for you to actually get that opportunity? For an example, the King Ghana podcast is an opportunity for me It's an opportunity for us to interact with you. It's the opportunity for us to build a community from the Ugandan diaspora, for those who come here, make great content. And yeah, it could be a money-making opportunity, but how much money will you have to spend to stay here and figure it out and buy this mic and import this mic and import the cameras and import the computers and things like that? How much money do you have to stay here and be earning money so you can survive here, so you can figure something out until you figure it out what works? It took us literally like 5 or 6 years to even put this channel on the right track. And that means how much money you got to spend to figure out something for it to become a real valiant opportunity, and then to see if the market would respond to it. And that's just our business. Think about it if you're in clothing. Think about it if you're in health. Think about it if you're in agriculture. You might need that much time to figure it out. And we always talk about the opportunities that Africa has, but it's hard to get them. It's hard to actualize them. Okay? It's hard to really have patience with them. Again, we're dealing in markets. Shout out to TJ Subi, my buddy here that has the YouTube channel, The Subi Shop. He's telling me about a movie, and one of the quotes in the movie were saying, hey, sometimes markets behave irrationally. In Africa is the most irrational market I've ever seen in my life. Most countries in Africa, especially the ones that I'm in. It's hard to predict why things are going the right way. And so for those people who are coming back, they don't have the capital to invest. And for many of those people, they might look at it as being failures because they got deported. So the question is, what are Nigerians going to do when they get back? Many Nigerians are going to be resilient. They can figure something else out because many of them always do. But all in all, these opportunities have to be actualized for Nigerians coming back home. And these opportunities have to be able to be made sense. We just can't keep seeing there are opportunities out there and people can't grab them. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy Usher Jackson back at it again with another episode of Fair Use. I'm out.